Moving on to assignment 4. Which of the following must be considered while measuring occurrence of a disease? The number of people affected by the disease, yes. The population size from which the cases of disease arise, yes. The length of the time the population is followed, all of the above, yes, right. Incidence is most useful, incidence is a number of new cases. Prevalence, point prevalence, period prevalence, all this we can get, but prevalence includes old and new cases. Incidence is exclusively new. Easy way to remember this is INCN. N is for new cases. Prevalence is old and new. Remember that tab diagram from that Park book, Community Medicine. Case fatality, how many people have died because of an illness. Okay. Then, which one of the following statement is true? High cure rate can increase the prevalence of a disease. No. How come can it increase? If it is curing, it will decrease the prevalence, obviously. Low case fatality can reduce the prevalence of a disease. No, this is also not, because we are seeing old and new cases. High cure rate and high case fatality can reduce the prevalence. High cure rate and high, this is right, because if you are curing, obviously people will be less, and if people are dying, then also people will, sad but true, high case fatality means many people are dying because of this. So if people are dying, then they are not available in the population for us to count them. So obviously high cure rate and high case fatality can reduce the prevalence, that is the number of old and new cases. Measures of disease frequency, incidence and prevalence, that are the measures of disease frequency, right? A measure that reflects severity of an acute infectious disease, case fatality ratio, excellent, how much severe it is, that is how many people is it killing, the killing effect of a disease, the attack rate of a disease. Okay, that is a case fatality ratio. Incidence data can be used to measure the occurrence of disease with gradual onset. Incidence data, no, incidence is generally preferred in acute. Chronic cases we use prevalence, gradual onset we will go with the prevalence, incidence is false. Thus this measure reflects the impact of a disease on population in terms of death. Disease specific mortality, yes, right, disease specific mortality, absolutely correct. Impact of a disease on population in terms of death, that is disease specific mortality. Then while measuring the frequency of a chronic disease in a community in terms of incidence per 1,000 persons and point prevalence, what is the expected pattern of incidence and prevalence? Per term point prevalence for high prevalence and low incidence. Okay, both prevalence and similar, none of those treatments are true. Chronic disease, chronic, see here, chronic. Just look for that keyword chronic. If it is chronic, it will be prevalence. If it is acute, it will be incidence. So high prevalence, low incidence, Then in a study among 3,400 children aged 5 to 10 years, 16 children were diagnosed with autism. Calculate the prevalence of autism per 1,000 children. How will you calculate this? Okay, I'll just be telling you about this. There is a very simple formula to calculate it. I'll be telling you the formula shortly. Then the statistic used to estimate the risk of acquiring a disease is incidence, all the new cases. I'll be sharing the formula in the comment section. Bye.